If you have any need to add images into your land ID maps, the georeference tool is what you're going to use to do that. So if you have any need of adding in surveys, site plans, neighborhood logos, or even retail logos, this is the tool that you're going to want to use. Now I'm going to run you through an example here of how to add a survey onto a new land ID map. All right, so first thing that you're going to want to do, open your edit map, go to the general location of where this map should be created, and you are going to find the georeference tool up here to the top right. Looks like a little globe icon with a little cursor icon on it as well. Just click on that, and you're going to get the option to add an image. All right, so I'm going to click on Add Image. It's going to open up my File Explorer where I will go ahead and select my file and hit Open. After that, it's just going to throw it up there on my screen. At this point, what you're going to want to do is get it to fit reality on the ground, okay? And there is more than one way to do this. Of course, we can move and rotate it manually using these little control points here at the corners. These white ones at the bottom left, top right, and bottom right, these will shrink and expand the image, and the red one at the top left, it is going to let you rotate the image. So if you want to move this around and get it to fit how it's supposed to, that's fine if you want to do it that way. And also, you can change the transparency of it right here by using the opacity controller over here. All right, move it like so. But what I like to do is to use the control points to essentially stretch this image out, fit the landscape as we see fit. But what you're going to want to do first is to find the areas that you're going to pinpoint the image onto the map. And you want to find areas that are semi-permanent. So road intersections, fences that have been there a long time, power lines, and so forth. So that is what we're going to do first. But first, I'm going to go ahead and lock this image into place so it's not moving around anytime I click on the image. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click right here on this lock icon. All right, and it's locked in place. Now if I click and hold and move it, it moves the whole map. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I am going to turn my opacity all the way to 0. And I'm going to zoom in here and see any features that I see that might work. We zoom in over here. I believe we see there it is. There's a transmission line right here, a power line that we could use, and that runs right up over here to the street. So that will be good to use if it shows up on our survey. I believe it does. And then also over here, we have a fence that runs down. As long as it's visible from our base map, we should be able to use it as well. Where did it go? There it is. There's a nice corner right here. All right, if that shows on our survey, we can use that as well. So I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to turn my image back on by sliding this up to about so. And then I'm going to look on my map and confirm that if we show electrical line, transmission lines rolling through, and in fact we do, right along here. So it looks like we should be able to use that. And then also over here is showing that fence line. So we're going to use that as well. All right. Whenever we're adding these points, we want to add them far apart. And generally, I say don't add any more than 3 control points to do this. Run the chance of your image starting to get skewed in a bad way. All right. So first thing that you want to do is click on Add Control Point. And then your cursor is going to become this little crosshair. And we're going to go and find on the map where we want to add that first point. So you're going to add it to the image first, and then you're going to add it to the map. So right here where this electrical line meets the edge of the property, we're going to go ahead and click that once. All right. And now I'm going to move our opacity all the way to 0. And I'm going to find where that power line runs into the road. believe we found that right up here. All right, perfect. I'm going to click right there. And then if I move this opacity back up about halfway, we'll see that our map moved over to there. That is where this control point is holding this map in place. So now what we want to do is we want to add a point a little bit further away. I would say on the opposite side of the map. All right. And so again, we're going to use this fence line here. So I believe earlier I showed an area that we could connect right here. So I'm going to move this, or rather I'm going to hit add control point, and then I'm going to click right here at this corner. Okay. And then I'll move the opacity back down to 0. Go over here to our map, zoom in, and try and find our little fence line. All right. Right over here, our fence is running down, zigs and zags, and I'm going to click right here on this corner. And then I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to move this back up, and that looks really well aligned. So right there is a good place to stop if we wanted to. And at this point, what you would do is you would, if you wanted to, you could then start tracing over these lines to create your map further. Here's an example over here. We have a share map already created of this. So they use this to delineate each of those lots and give specific information about them. If you have any other questions about how to use the georeference tool, feel free to reach out, and you can also go to support.id.land, and here is the knowledge base where you can search for the georeference tool or any other of our tools or overlays. Follow those links and you can find out more information. I hope this helps you all. Take care.